Hello.
Hi.
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 What are you doing?
I'm playing video games with my feet.
Whoa. You mean like me?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Why does he jump so high? Is he afraid of the ground?
Sure.
Is he super afraid of the ground?
I'm gonna pick up this box.
Do you ever wonder why birds fly? Do you think they're afraid of the ground too?
Oh my god, just shut.
Excuse me? Were you gonna say to Rin to shut up? Rin, sorry.
It's okay. I tell myself that all the time. I have a tendency to say stuff that... I forget where I was going with this.
Oh, I'm trying to get up this hill. Okay, yes. Dang it!
You're terrible at this.
Man, you're honest.
Yeah, I tend to be that way.
Bye, folks. Oh my goodness, games. You piece of shit.
Thomas!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Oh My Goodness Games.
Heck, seriously?
Katawa Shoujo.
I have a feeling we're gonna meet someone very special in this one episode.
Oh, desks and chairs are all around the room. Thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least it looks like this is the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody home? Something catches my eye as I stop mid-sentence.
Hey, look, Ryan! It's your wife!
Shut the face! Shut the face!
Your
Shut the face!
waifu!
Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's... Okay, hold on. Hey, Tommy, I'm you!
Oh, shut up.
Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform. With a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This guy, doesn't miss a beat. At all.
Morsel. He uses the word morsel.
Morsel. Tommy, do you use the word morsel?
No, it sounds weird.
You're such a freak. This odd way of dining seems to have caused her apparent lack of... This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me back even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, and I somehow took her as part of the furnishing or statue at first glance. Like the Venus de Milo.
What's that?
That's that statue, Tommy, of the armless lady with...
You completely lost me.
You don't know the Venus de Milo?
How the hell am I supposed to know? Alright, don't look at it!
Because it's... You are so uncultured.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not being too observant today, as a whole. Did he just say that?
I'm not being too observant.
He just said, I'm not being too observant.
You're just pointing out the word morsel. That's over-observant.
The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. And I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think of if I should. Hold on! Duh! Okay.
It's your wife.
This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned in silence, punctuated by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. I wish I could hear it. Hello. The girl stuffs the fork in her mouth, and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here. For some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone here.
There isn't. That's why I came here too.
She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raised her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observations it was false.
You're pretty observant. I guess it does, but who are you?
The girl's pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai. Hisao Nakai. I just transferred on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. She just did the same thing. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan manners of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kind of bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. While I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is, she seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. You know, if you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead. But lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say.
Oh my god, she's a character!
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. It's called litter! Uncultured swine!
No,
litter!
Litter?
That's what I call it.
I call it snack.
Oh, okay.
Or,
okay.
I guess the proper thing in between meals.
Okay, you got me.
Litter.
But
You're making me think of cats.
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch.
Pissing.
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch.
Pissing. I'm sorry.
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. But I'm hungry now, and my delicious boxed lunch is gonna go to waste otherwise.
Delicious boxed lunch.
I have curry. It's very delicious.
What's curry?
Curry. Right? It's like a spicy kind of rice stuff. Crud. I think it's rice with sauce on it. That might be more to it, but it's like a big mix. Used to be from India, but now Japan loves it. With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, the school. From outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening up my mouth but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people. Rin cuts me off before I can answer a question or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. Yes, it has! Someone already asked you!
Who? I don't remember.
Lily and Hanako, they already asked us, remember?
Oh.
But then he's like, he didn't...
Hanako asked us?
No, Lily did. Okay. But they're like two pairs.
In the pie?
I do get the feeling that I'm not making it. I do get the feeling I'm not making issues of this as part of the school code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. Alright, I'm trying to feel like I didn't word that last line right. I can't relate to Suzune's circumstances or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition would be with an overly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. Oh, you were just doing that, Tommy.
That's what I look up all the time. It has nothing to do with
A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow at the other side. Be very cool if you guys drew that. I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants.
I have erectile dysfunction. Don't judge me.
This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Ren's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there?
Tackle?
Your tackle.
My penis?
Your tackle.
You gotta be kidding! kidding me! That was a joke! What?
Still particularly in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, spit out the first thing I could think of. No! Nothing like that! I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses? Is that purses her lips? Purses her lips together and glowers it. Stop that!
You must work.
The girl in front of me.
People in your words.
The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed.
How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous.
Oh my god, I'm just eating this up right now. Oh my god. No, literally. What?
With your foot. Come on, put the fork in your foot.
Okay.
Eat it up. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down.
I forgive you. Just collect people. I forgive you. Just I collect people and a person, you know, that with that kind of problem would have been really great.
Collect people?
People with different problems.
Huh? So you just like go around asking people what's wrong with them?
Pretty much.
I see. Ellipses. She's gone. She's gone.
Ellipses.
With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? God, this guy is terrible at this. Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room, hold up! Hi, okay. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is burnt auburn, almost orange, and what? Huh? Almost orange and cropped short. Long would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She is not particularly pretty except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moved. Tommy!
What?
He's not observant today. He said it himself. He's not observant today.
Oh yeah, because just so you know 10 times words there.
She moves her feet almost as definitely as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight would discomfort people, especially while eating. Makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So, do you always eat alone this late, or do you get the occasional visitor?
Visitors, maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around.
Horsing?
She likes to do sports.
Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bits of her meal into her mouth. I look down at my haul and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now.
That's very nice. That's very nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're gonna do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping?
I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious.
What the
Even if...
Creeper, who's a big creeper?
Hey, she
You're a
suggested
big
it.
Oh, yeah.
Even-
She's a big creeper, then. I like creeps around me, because I like...
Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka.
You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship at this point is good enough to warrant this much.
I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine. Then I'm Hisao.
Then you are.
Then you are.
Then you are.
Then there was one.
Rin looks at me. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but then immediately feeling. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that immediating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere.
See you later, Hisao.
There's something like a tiny smile there in her face. Maybe. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice.
I heard that.
Wait, what?
Why don't you go to the microphone? No, don't do it.
What'd she hear?
Skedaddle sound.
I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I'd not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Shizune, staring slightly behind Misha, looks aloft as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited.
No, wait. More importantly, who was in there? There's no club meetings today.
She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here?
You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hee-chan.
She wags her finger at me scoldingly.
I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy.
Sorry, I just got the things here. I was just gonna bring them.
I think you're up to some mischief, Hee-chan. Who was in there with you, I wonder?
Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her ear a couple times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door in the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she's experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property is sleeping on top of it. By sleeping on top, it must be too much to bear. Oh, she's upset that Rin's sleeping on one of the desks.
Oh.
And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders from suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Maybe she didn't blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me, too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. Hope she's not getting funny ideas about the reason for my tardiness.
Hello?
Ren's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have had trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Miss Tezuka, what do you think you're doing? You are absolutely not permitted to use school property for such disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular.
It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and what, cross? Shizune, Misha's scolding. Oh, because Shizune's talking to her, but okay. Scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Ren, and makes some quick signs.
Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done for the festival?
Ren looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting her.
I keep wondering about that myself. And I'll think about it harder.
As Misha signs to reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown.
Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch on it.
Rin nods assertively.
We'll think more seriously.
Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't, even after the translation. She just shakes her head, takes some chills from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo.
How rude. It's true, though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There'll be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it.
It's the end of the
Tommy!
world as we know it.
The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire.
I feel fine.
Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to an unforeseen future.
Ren feels fine.
I'm about to ask what project she has and what are those apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom.
Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit my bag, but I need it.
She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it?
Away.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway's quite quiet.
Hey, the paint can now has a personality.
So we too leave towards the stair at the other end. Every 10 or 15, 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching. Or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which.
Shouldn't you not be lifting heavy things?
Well, a paint can isn't two. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, and then turns to me because, obviously, it's me who he had some business with. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about the interruption either. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medication, there might be some unexpected side effects which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we'll do a few tests regularly, but what I want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headaches, anything, and come see me if something happens. Alright. So how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can on the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. this is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. Say, kid, you gotta answer me or not? This is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. Jeez Louise! He went through all that! That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me you've been at neither the school track or even the pool, so I'd like to know if you have taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but this way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off in the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such. I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. I love it. I love how, if you notice, Rin, every time he talks, Rin looks forward. When the nurse talks, she looks back. I love that small detail. Every time she's on screen, she looks at whoever talks. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give us a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand you're still in your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that the habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on?
Yes.
You didn't even know. You just went right there. You're okay, Brock. We got it. Yeah, I promise, definitely. He studies me for a moment, and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation if you want to go jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer. I walk to Rin, who's been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall, staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than intended, accidentally lashing out at her. Even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her, and I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin's just staring at me past my shoulder. Quizzically. Oh my god. Quizzically. Okay, I'm sorry. Her head tilted like a bird's. Ugh. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a little while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion that I could discern. I'm thankful she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital, it was easy, but I didn't have sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. And we leave the main building, and Reed leads us onwards towards the dorm. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, so, see this? See that?
Yeah?
Yeah? Okay.
What's that all about?
We stop at the small patch of green in front of the dorm
Answer
building.
me!
we snap at the small patchery.
You snap?
Okay, this dorm is built like a slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school.
What's with the graffiti?
The entire wall made of the same. You're gonna find out. The entire wall made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself. It's been covered with some sort of a painting. Most of it's still mere sketches, like quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers on. I feel like I'm making these run-on sentences. It almost covered the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. A stack of what seems to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall.
See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from the art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too.
She goes on a tangent, waving a little with her arm or whatever there actually is to demonstrate. Even though I got the point already, the white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, almost like every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has been passed. This guy cannot get over this, can he? At all. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already. Just keeps on blabbering.
And so that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost.
Did you catch that? Alright, let me try that again. Alright.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure out that before it's too late and all hope is lost.
Why would all hope be lost?
Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to be dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time.
She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So, this is your project? Did you did this?
Yes. Yes.
All of it?
Yes.
Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness.
It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad.
I blushed really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. Feels like I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. You are. This is really awkward. Duh!
Don't you want to ask?
How do you paint without hands?
See? I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet.
I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do?
You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now.
I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist. But seeing how adept she is at using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. You enjoying that controller, Tommy?
I'm trying to play.
Oh! I gotta take this. Tommy is gaming.
Right.
Tommy is gaming.
Jump. Up B.
Tommy is gaming the Rinway. Up B.
Hey, look.
Bayonetta combos.
Hey, look, I can even taunt.
Neither of us have anything more to add to the subject.
The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it looks flat?
Well, paintings tend to be flat.
Not like that flat. You know, flat. Like some people are. No substance, no meat, where there should be some.
Maybe with a guy for erectile dysfunction?
She just tried to call people some people are shallow and have no depth. She's asking if the painting is like that. Does it look shallow or She's actually asking, does this look terrible? The doofus can't tell. Okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name any artistic terms, so I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that, saying, suit yourself without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there.
I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a Haglon lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any.
Rin sure is quick to recruit my help. As was Shizune. It really makes it feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help, though.
It's just mixing some paints. You can do that. Probably. Do you have motor control problems like, those people who have some? Cerebral palsy, Maisie?
Not that I know of.
I get it. Heart thing has nothing to do with that.
She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't.
Let's do it then.
Do you like my Rin voice? This is like the first time I actually have to speak it.
You know what? It actually sounds really good.
Even though it's not a girl voice.
It sounds like a girl voice.
So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. She's a righty!
I just realized I gotta go make invitations for the slumber party.
You do?
Well, because I consider myself a female heart, so I was gonna have a female slumber party. I was gonna invite all the females from my workplace.
Yeah.
And there's a couple that said they'll go.
Yeah.
And then I decided to just invite the guys too, so
yeah.
I gotta go make invitations now.
Right now?
Not right now, just sometime.
Okay, the thick paints flow lazily from the can to
We're
the
gonna
bowl,
paint our nails!
and then paint the wall.
No.
I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints with the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last milliliter before she's satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best.
Add half a splash of green.
I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green.
The other green. This green.
I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing pool bowl.
No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add?
No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corner of her mouth.
Do you lack an opinion?
No, it's just I have no idea.
It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white.
This exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter.
That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream, but just can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow.
Tommy, do you see why this is my favorite character in this whole thing? I'm serious.
What?
I actually have a thing. If I was to make a list of top 60 favorite fictional characters, she's like top 5, easy.
You like her a lot?
Yes, she's top 5.
Is that why she's your waifu?
Well, it's only waifu because it happens to be a girl, I guess. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the color of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints crouching down on the paving and just look at her work. Feels slightly intrusive at first, but breaking some imaginary intimacy. But Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head.
Intimacy?
Intimacy. You know, like very personal. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she
When I think of intimacy, I think of a couple like touching each other.
As she well, that's very close and personal. Works the details, adding layers of paint on top of the other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I managed to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us say a word for the longest time. Even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to conserve words and breathe in sound.
You know what?
Fade to... Oh, look at that!
What?
It faded to black! Dude, that's awesome! We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. Oh, shoot, I should have worded that better.
Yeah.
Oh! Up!
Chapter 2?
Up!
Chapter 3?
Up! Up! Know what? I guess, Tommy. Should we end it there?
What is this?
That's time pump. Next day. Every time it does that means there's a new day.
Okay.
Well, I hope you enjoyed, because I think if this is episode 6,
yeah,
I think that means we'll be going on a short break of Katawa Shoujo, but it will be back. I can't believe the last episode had my favorite character.
That's nice. You know what I'm gonna do now? I want to play Mario at 64 with my feet.
No, you know what you want to play right now?
Undertale.
Frickin' rage quit!
Hello.
Hi, Ren.
What are you doing? Alright. Is this the end of the level? That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
What you gotta do?
I gotta hit this guy with the B button, which is very close to the joystick, by the way, 3 times. I did it once.
Whoa.
Okay, hold on.
He looks like quite the bomb. If he's a bomb, how does he not worry about blowing up all the time?
Because he doesn't have a wick. Do you see a wick on top of that crown?
But he's a bomb. And don't those other bomb guys blow up too?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Almost there, baby. Almost there.
I think you can do it.
Thank you, Ren. I'm glad you have faith in me.
Thank you. Wait. Thank you.
Okay, one more time.
You can do it.
You know how long it took me to get up here, by the way?
You can do it.
No,
I believe you can.
Run away. Okay, hold on.
Man, your feet must be cold. It's kind of cold in here. Oh. You got it?
Oh, I just gotta... Jeez, I keep hitting them both at the same time.
He must have slippery butterfingers.
No! Don't throw me like... Not there. Okay, phew.
Okay.
Okay.
Was that not supposed to happen?
No.
It looked like fun.
Oh, shoot me.
It would seem really cool to be thrown by a bomb man.
Oh, no,
I bet he's
please,
strong.
Not that way. No.
Oh, he really is strong. I think you can do it.
I'm gonna get into the middle first.
Punch him in the butt. The problem must be in his pants. Though it probably can't be because he's not wearing pants.
Maybe he has erectile dysfunction. Maybe that's why he doesn't have anything down there.
What's that? Is that a problem in the pants?
Yeah. Come on, move! Hold on, I gotta reposition. Yes!
What? Wow!
Yeah! Woo!
Wow!
Yoo-hoo!
You're really strong. I wish I could do that with...
Woo-hoo!
Wow.
I did it!
I wish I could do that with my feet.
Toes up! I did it.
Congratulations!
Thank you, everybody! Woohoo!
Feet.
feet.
5.
Booyah!
Good night, everybody.
Good night.